Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss the brand new 2023 Season 1 of Disney Plus slash Lucasfilm's original show, Ahsoka. So Dave Filoni is just, he became the master, right? The Padawan to George Lucas has now become the master. The continuation of Star Wars Rebels, which ended in 2018, into Ahsoka, having Zeb appear in Mandalorian, which was really cool. Um, it's amazing how he's bridging the gap of stories in such a beautiful, poetic, and gorgeous way. And the whole time now we're questioning if all of Star Wars is just a story told by Hu Yang, as he so eloquently puts, in a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, as he would just tell his stories, his Jedi stories of old, to the young Padawans as he and Ahsoka are traveling in a Purgle to another galaxy. It was, bro. I got chills now. I got chills now. It's just so wonderful. Episode 5, Shadow Warrior, out of the 8, was just absolutely magnificent in the world between worlds, where you have Anakin as the Force god that he has become. Just gorgeous. World between worlds. We haven't seen that since Rebels, where Ahsoka is saved by Ezra Bridger, during a fight between Darth Vader, Anakin. It was. I could ramble and do a 3-hour dissertation on this particular season, but it's. I'm not gonna do that. This really blew me out of the water. I had high expectations for this show just because I'm a big Rebels fan. I'm a big Clone Wars fan, and so my brother and I watching that, for many years, and then making sure that we're caught up to date to watch Ahsoka, how it's a pure continuation. And it's the 10 years after we leave the characters, and there's the epilogue of what happens prior to the epilogue of Rebels, where Ahsoka picks up Sabine from Lothal as she's pointing at the gorgeous painted mural, which is in this show as well. And they go off to find Ezra. It's time to bring Ezra home. Let's go get Ezra. And Ezra's hologram saying to Sabine, I'm counting on you. It's just, I got chills. I still have chills. I'm amazed with how we get Hera and Chopper into the mix. We get Jason Syndulla into the mix. Him exploring his Force sensitivity. Chopper committing his war crimes as he always does. Chopper's has the most kill counts in all of Star Wars canon. It's just absolutely amazing. I think it's like over 500,000 kill count, something like that. Seeing this new republic, right? Seeing General Syndulla coming into her own. Who is she going to disobey? Who is she going to obey, in regards to what's best for the galaxy? Not so much the political gain, but the whole. The we, not the me. Very cool. Sabine coming to terms with, figuring out what her Force sensitivity is in regards to her Jedi training, which then stopped and then re-kicked back up. New characters, Balin and Hattie, coming into effect, another master and apprentice. But Balin was trained as a Jedi, who then turned, not Sith, but more Bokken, Bokken, I believe. And then Hattie is Bokken as well, because Ezra's technically Bokken, because it's not technically Jedi training, but it's more Bokken training, doing their own thing in their own styles. Hattie is more to be more powerful. And so it's a matter of that political game. Let's work with Morgan Elsbeth, who's a Dathomirian sister, technically, a witch. And so having the witches of Dathomir, who were disseminated because of the Empire, much like how Mandalorians were disseminated because of the Empire, having Asajj Ventress mentioned in this from Anakin, having all of these various things come about, it was just so wonderfully put together, and it was so wonderfully explored, and a lot of answers. Where did Ezra and Thrawn go after Ezra had the Purgles wrap around Thrawn, confirming his demise, right? Surrounded by tentacles, and using the hyperspace aspect of the Purgles to take him away. That way he can't affect anybody. The we, not me. We know where they went. And the quest in the beginning of the show was finding the map to get to Ezra, to get to Thrawn. And so having this one particular planet be a bridge essentially to get to the other galaxy, which is where the Purgles basically used as a hyperspace path, if you will, lane, if you will. But to have the Dathomirian Night Sisters be the connection to the other galaxy, and that other galaxy led to this one particular planet called Palladia. That one hyperlane led to this one particular planet called Palladia, and there's other Night Sisters on Palladia. So the Dathomirians came from Palladia, and it's just having that be the bridge. That's the cool part about having the witch aspect to it, the magic aspect to it, because there's different versions of the Force. There's different ways to use the Force. You could use the Force for good, Jedi. You could use the Force for evil, Sith, right? But not all Sith is bad, not all Jedi are good. So there's always that gray area. And the gray area is where the magic lies. And you can do magic, M-A-G-I-C-K, magics lie. And you could do other things. You can manipulate. You could do other things. So these Night Sisters, these great mothers, the three great mothers that Grand Admiral Thrawn made an agreement with, are powerful. And they made kitsungi. It's when like you take broken pottery and like fill the cracks with gold, stuff like that. So they have their own kitsugni, I can't say the word, troopers. So they're not just standard Empire stormtroopers anymore. They're night troopers. And they're reanimated corpses. And it's just freaking out having zombie troopers just running around this land. And that's where Ezra was this entire time. And the reunion between Ezra and Sabine, and Ezra made friends with the local hermit turtle crab people. And it was so emotional knowing and loving these characters for so many years, having that 5-year gap from 2018 to 2023 of these characters, and then finally getting the closure. Where did Ezra go? How did we get Ezra home? Well, you have this hyperspace ring that was made. Morgan Elsbeth and other Imperials who were Imperials who were hiding within the Republic built this device to then get the coordinates from the map to get to Palladia, and then that's how they were going to bring Thrawn's gigantic executor ship. I can't remember the name of that particular ship. Star Executor, something like that. Wonderful. So it's still a matter of what's in the cargo that Thrawn, made the compromise with the sisters, with the Great Mothers. You help me get these individuals from this galaxy to here with that hyperspace ring, which they did. I will transport your cargo back to Dathomir in my galaxy. But what's in the cargo? So it's assumed that it's just the corpses of these dead witches, of these dead Dathomirians, or Palladians for that matter, who are then going to reanimate, and then there's going to be all hell broken loose now that Thrawn has a whole army of undead troopers and future undead witchcraft users. So cool. So will Ezra, now that Ezra is back in the galaxy, and Balin and Shin and Sabine and Ahsoka are still in Palladia, how are they going to get back to the galaxy? Well, that's another season 2 kind of a thing. Dave Filoni said that the big conclusion of the Mandoverse, right, the Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, having this all come together will be a big battle movie whenever that happens. Maybe 2033, who knows? But it was very cool seeing all of the pieces laid out, and also very cool seeing puzzles come together with pieces we've gotten previously. It's just puzzles everywhere. It's just really, it was so well done. I was very impressed. I got so emotional in certain parts for nostalgia purposes, but then story purposes. You grow and watch these characters be their sarcastic selves and be that ghost family that we have. And Kanan is just referenced so many times. And it's a matter of will Ezra get to talk to Wolf Caleb again on Lothal? Like, bro, I will just cry buckets everywhere. I got so emotional. Him coming back in the Night Trooper suit, wardrobe, if you will, armor, and Chop coming up knowing it's Ezra, because they would do that trick all the time within Stormtrooper costuming, armoring. It was just so emotional. Him staring at Hera and saying, "I'm home." I freaked out. Freaked the freak out. If you didn't watch Rebels, if you didn't watch Clone Wars, you're not going to have that nostalgia aspect to it. You're not going to have that big of an emotional connection to it. But it's still an incredible story. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that we were presented. We were given a full plotted We talk about backstory. We talk about what's going to happen next. We talk about what potentially can happen next. A lot of stuff we talked about. And it's just really cool seeing this, having answers presented to us, but also having new questions. What happens next? So I'm just very impressed. I can't wait to get all the new Legos. Ahsoka's ship, Ghost ship, Balin and Shin Hati's ships. Oh, can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. But I'm also very grateful, and I'm also very honored to have this understanding and nostalgia within the Star Wars canon, because it's not just the movies. These TV shows are very important. Andor as well. Very important TV shows. They're doing a great job with these shows. I'm blown away. Blown away. Love it. Could talk about it for hours on end. On to the next review. Mahalo.